Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Rao, starting my room a little early, uh, but I was afraid a little bit off. So I thought I'll come and greet you all. As you know, we were running this Enhance the Humans series where we wanted optimization of energy for entrepreneur. You know, anybody who is an entrepreneur now these days, they know how they have to pay attention to so many things, right? And first of all, they cannot neglect their health, right? So I was talking about the sleep the other day, and yesterday we talked about meditation, practical ways of doing these things. And tonight we will talk about optimal exercise, right? Seems like everybody is doing it, but the more you know about how much, what, when, how to do it, all those are important things, right? So I will go into that in detail. One of the things I'm very happy about is when I work with my doctor friends or colleagues who are burning out, who don't have time for the self care. I work with them opportunities of having uh, exercise while they are working. If you can do that, you can save a lot of time and money, and also you don't have to go to a studio or a gym to do the uh, exercise. See, that is something we don't notice, and we kind of allow ourselves to get into a lot of bad postures or prolonged sitting, or not using the opportunities where we can exercise a little bit. Okay, like you could take staves instead of just taking the elevator, right? There are commonsensical, but unless you are paying attention to it with awareness, that may not be very noticed by you and then implement by the way. So that's what I would like to address in this hour. I'm waiting for some people to show up, and because we started early, I will tell about some of my activities and what was going on. Let me close the door 1 minute. Okay. Well, I won't be disturbing anybody out there. The family is in their own busy schedule, whatever is going on. So, I am a physician of internal medicine, and I'm also worked in several capacities as a physician, administrator, chairman, and MD, and also hospitalist leader. So many things, right? Um, that 4 decades of hospital and clinic work and understanding the health policy in this country and around the world, it's very apparent that health policy is oriented towards acute care, which is needed. But then there is lots of waste and lots of delaying the things that we could prevent. And then people end up in this bad all the time illness, right? And also once they get into the lot of medications, and then there's no concern for promoting wellness as a whole. So that is my revelation, this is my calling. So as I understood that better, I'm moving more towards wellness oriented systems, especially with my understanding of the ancient health systems. I wanted to bring some of the hacks of that into our regular medicine. One of them is that they were walking all the time, right? In the ancient time, they were walking, they were climbing hills, they were doing a lot of hard physical labor and all of that. Nowadays, we have to really remember to be working hard. That is the optimal exercise we're talking about. And then I'm also an informatician where I did my master's in biomedical informatics and worked with EMR systems and big data and all that. Okay, so now I'm into artificial intelligence facilitator because I have really invested a lot of time and energy in the last 3 4 months to go and learn new programs and all that. Okay, and then also I do teach wellness ways. I have this company called BA Pal, uh, for which I'm the CEO and also Chief Wellness Officer. So I promote wellness ways and really helping people to live well, right? And so my slogan these days is live long, live well, but enjoy. And also have inner happiness, inner health, and inner wealth. That is my motto these days, and I really mean it. It can be done by us, you know. So you will live in better health. That means you spend less for your hospitals and other things, right? And also you will have good energy, and you can live in rather happiness and joy instead of suffering with chronic diseases, right? So I'm an example of that for you guys. So I kind of don't take any medications because I don't need it. It's not that I'm against them. It's just that I think we go to them too quickly. You know, there is a place. Suppose some patient comes to me with a lot of illness. Definitely, there's a place for medications. I definitely use them all the time, but I try help them not to use them if they don't need it. Okay, lots of patients are very enthusiastic. I should say they are very happy that there are other ways that they could do by themselves and live better and avoid all the expense. So they're very appreciative of that. The only thing is you got to spend time with them and answer all the questions, and then they will be, especially these days with all these insurance premiums, personalized payments, and all that, people are really looking for ways of preserving their health. You know, people are rising up, you know. So I'm very happy about that. I always promote that, but early part of my career, nobody really took to that. They said, "You're the doctor, you fix us." That was the standard response I used to get. But nowadays, they're active, they're really conscientious about their health and then wealth and all that, wellness and all that. Okay. Anyway, but today I chose this topic as optimum exercise because many of the people, my friends or colleagues and everybody, if I ask them, what is the optimum health for you? Or what is the optimum exercise for you? How much exercise should you do? What kind of exercise you should do? How you should protect yourself from injury while you're exercising? All that requires a special assessment. You know, you get to know the person, you get to know how they are built, what is the current structure, are they having tone and strength of the body? Are they having flexibility? Are they having more like a aerobic capacity? All those things are important, you know, and also age and the makeup, existing diseases. So many things you have to take into account. What type of work they are doing, what kind of things they do at work. Those things are also very important. I used to get from truck drivers to elderly people to young kids, and then I also see the young kids. That's why they used to come for sports physical or school physicals and all. That was an opportunity for me to educate them about their optimum health. For somebody playing football has a different set of exercises compared to somebody's playing volleyball, like that. You know, tennis. You know, all that. So. Um, Fortunately, I was able to combine both the American aerobic exercises, strength training, and also flexibility for the yoga and focus exercises, and all that kind of combination of both really helped people. Some people really felt that energy is more when they are doing this deep breathing, stretches, and meditation of the yoga. and also treadmill and strength training on alternate days. That way, they are benefited both, inner strength and also outer strength. That kind of thing, I kind of spent a lot of time. Uh, but one thing lacking a lot of people was this daily disciplined routine. Unless they are competing and they are going to go for a championship and all that, they are not really motivated for the wellness aspect of it. So you got to concentrate on the families. How are they approaching towards this issue of it's gone. Those days are gone when you can go to the hospital and things will be fixed for you. They will when you are sick. But when you are not sick, what are you doing? What are you doing with your own routines? So are you able to get up and walk every day in the morning or in the evening? Are you able to not sit for prolonged periods at work? All those small things are very important. Okay, but there is a way to go about determining who needs what kind of exercise, how much exercise, and then when they should do, what precautions they should make. All those things are important. So there's a comprehensive assessment of fitness for the exercise routines, and apt, that means more like a correct, suitable exercises for people, and measuring the body fat and taking the weight. All those are normal things we do. But essentially, it comes down to this: uh, are you really allowing exercise to be a pleasurable activity for you, or is it a punishment because you allowed the body to be lethargic and retiring all the time, and you thought that was a good life? That is the problem. When we are very young, we do a lot of playing around. Hopefully, these days people are with phones and iPads, but then physical activity, going and playing outside, is something I strongly promote for the kids. Especially you're sitting in front of the TVs and all the video games and all of that. They're absolutely wrong to be able to sit down and then not move the body, but make the mind move all the time. That was certainly a lifestyle that is not good for us as a civilization. Okay, so I kind of teach them how to use the same phones, same iPads, to make them either get up and dance, get up and move, get up and exercise, or use the apps to help them to whatever exercise routine they want, and then they can do that, before they can sit down and do anything else. But then if you allow the body to get used to the sitting down and really into the inertia, that breeds up, and that is not good in the long term. Okay, so move the body and keep the mind silent. That is the dictum I always talk about, right? So optimizing the exercise means really knowing the person or the patient, and then really designing exercise routines for them, and then monitoring it, whether they are doing it or not, or really asking them to monitor the problems that can arise with exercise and all that. But generally, try to move the body. Moving the body like in a dance, all types of movement. That's very good. Okay, so dancing itself is a wonderful thing, right? But then, how many people do the dancing regularly? These days, everybody is occupied with this work. They don't have time even to get up on the chair and move a little bit. You see, uh, for me, one of the simple things I tell people and I do is just whenever a phone call is, even though it's a mobile phone, I just take the phone call and wander around, talk about it. That's simple. And then also, every so often, I will get up and do some stretches, breathing, and all that. I also put some stands there and some stationary bicycle. So I get on there in a few minutes there. That will be good enough for me. But I do a very good session of yoga in the morning, and also whenever I get a chance. Okay, so it's all a question of enjoying the exercise. Suppose you don't have that much time, you don't have another, just fix the time like every day. I will do at least 20 to 45 minutes of complete exercise, either in the morning or in the evening. When you're there, you can go according to your requirements. You can have aerobic activity, you can have strengthening exercises, you can have flexibility exercises, you can have deep breathing, you can have meditation, all that, right? Which is very, very important to focus on that. You can involve in the philosophical discussions, or just to come and sit on the clubhouse and talk about things. Those are okay, but then physically move. That's what I'm saying. So when a patient comes, how we go about this is, first of all, history, what they were having, the sports physical life. Then we do the normal metrics like the pulse and all those things. We'll take it out. And then we take the history, we take the medication, we take all the activities that the patient had. And then we will see what is their cardiac capacity, aerobic capacity. A lot of people will tell us the history by how they can go up the stairs or walk so many miles and all that. Once we have that, then we figure it out cardiovascularly they are fit or not. Once they are fit like that, then we'll see the general strengthening. And for that general strengthening exercise, also we prescribe usually weight training alternatives. And then flexibility, I want people to do yoga, and the yoga can be prescribed according to the age, sex, and also the occupation and the body type, body build, body's current condition. All those things we take into account before we prescribe them what kind of yoga exercise they can do, or they can ease themselves into, and then later on they can build on that, right? That is what we do. And then breathing separately is taught so that they can incorporate that not only while they're doing exercise, but also during the day they can deep breathe. Okay, that's something very, very important I focus on. And then we also tell them how to be more aware of when they are doing exercise, and how to be more with it in the present as they're going, and then study their body, how it is responding to whatever exercise they're doing, what kind of problems you are developing. Suppose you have a pot belly like, and then you are lifting weights and you feel the back is a problem, and a lot of people ignore that, and then they get injured and come back to us. So some people, they wear a belt and all that, they will be careful. So correct way of exercising is very important. I kind of took interest in that. So I have learned yoga, for example, everything has to be absolutely correct. Otherwise, improperly done yoga can result in side effects for you in your body and mind. Understanding that, that's why you got to really learn yoga from a real person who has experience and who has understanding of this. Okay, so but for me though, body is more like a temple in which our divine soul is there. So you got to keep the body well. Okay, that's all I will do. But then should be able to uh, allow us. The body should be allow us to do the stuff that we want to do in the life, to enjoy our life. Okay, that is where I focus on that. Even very elderly patients who are really doing these exercises, but then they are limiting it. Like, for example, they're sitting or lying down for a long time, and then they may do half an hour or 15 minutes of exercise in the morning, in the evening. That's not enough. That's where we want to be focused on. That's not enough. And then we have to go and then examine what's going on with him, and then prescribe the amount of exercise that he is. But that has to be ingredient training a little bit at a time and all. So if you teach them what they can expect, what they may happen, and how they can monitor, how they can do it. Nowadays, a lot of devices are there, so they can wear those devices, and then radiographically they can radio frequency, they can send everything to the EMR. So if you are exercising, you're taking the weight, you will come to the clinic, right? That kind of monitoring is there. So it's not anymore like a 3 months visit. It's like a continuous association with the patient through the social media, through the online, whatever we can do. And that is very important because I kind of adopted that kind of monitoring way back, 2005 or something like that. I mean, there were a few apps and a fewer sophisticated apps like now, but then as it evolved, that was a good thing I promoted. Basically, they can take a paper and write down things that are happening. So suppose they have a headache, they have some problem, and their heart is beating faster, then take the pulse and also blood pressure. So I used to make them buy a manometer. There's a BP machine, right? The BP machines now have become simpler and easier and digital. You can wear it on the wrist and it will tell you what is your blood pressure all the time. The Apple Watch, right? So that's a good thing too. So monitoring your response, your physiological response to your exercise is very important. In yoga, for example, that's called swa adhyaya. That means what is happening within your body, with your muscles or with your particular parts of the body, what is happening, it will indicate to you. You got to be aware of it. You got to be really, and then don't allow it to develop into a point where you get injured. Immediately you have to report that. So all that monitoring is possible now. We can do remote blood pressure monitoring now. We can do your metabolism. We can do the weight remotely and all those things. There's so many things we can do now. You can go on a walk in a woods area, and then you can wear the watch, and the watch will monitoring you, and it can predict that you are going to have a heart attack, and then tell you, hey, stop, and then call somebody because you are going to have a heart attack. So that kind of monitoring is possible now. So I'm very into that because you have to provide people as much help as they can get so that they are able to use that till the time that they are themselves, they can make the decision. For me, I will observe myself, I'll study myself as I'm doing, and I'm as a back of hand, like for me. Nobody need to motivate me, but then some people need motivation in the beginning, especially if so many people come with obesity, right? And then uh, when they come to the clinic, they're really motivated. They want to lose weight and all that. But then later on, they have to have somebody egging them or encouraging them, right? So I kind of provide this kind of things that they can wear or they can monitor so that they know this is what is happening. I can talk to my healthcare team, and then the healthcare team can intervene or suggest or point out what I'm doing wrong, that kind of thing. Actually, I came across with a team of people that are forming like a online group for that patient, for the team, of doctor, nurse, pharmacist, therapist, dietitian, like that, right? All of them together made themselves available as much as possible because they are online and they have that. So there is like an interactive thing. It may not be live, but then at least the patient can leave a message, and then the team will see, and they don't expect you to come to the clinic 3 months later. I think that was the kind of thing they were able to do because they have national health system in Britain. But here, for everything, they want reimbursement. That's why I encourage more of patient responsibility on his own. Okay, so you can go to online communities, so you can join there, or you can go to your clinic website and join there. So many things are there, right? So I actively encourage everybody to be able to have a pre-assessment before exercise program is started, and then during the exercise program understand what are the things that you need to watch, you need to monitor, and then report them using all these devices and everything. And if you are a good healthcare provider, have the conversation with them continuously. For me, for my clinic, what we did was, you can call us anytime, in the sense they can call, or they can send us reports or monitor anything that they can do. They don't have to wait for the next appointment. That made them very comfortable. Okay, so uh, suppose a patient comes and we have extensive discussion, and then I said, okay, these are the things that you are going to do, and you're going to monitor, and you're going to send it to us. Then he does send it to us, and then if he doesn't, next time it comes, I'll be asking them what happened to our agreement. So majority of them really communicated well because they thought this is for me. They're trying to do this, so I should take advantage of it. So they were happy to communicate with us. So that is the way I kind of encourage optimum exercise. But then there is a deeper angle on this from the yoga particular point of view. There are energies in our body that are called those energies tamasic energy, rajasic energy, and sattvic energy. It's like a ice cube, a very dormant energy that is frozen up. That's tamasic energy. When it becomes melted and becomes a liquid, that is the rajasic that is going on. Sattvic is in between, like that kind of thing. So I'm being too simplistic about it, but it's a very complicated science. But we understand that you can manage body better. That's why. Okay. So all the optimization is done according to the patient and according to the family and genetics and according to the living conditions, according to the culture, in which different cultures, right? And ultimately comes down to uh, you need to understand you have to move the body. That's one thing. And then you got to give enough exercise for it, either in the work or outside the work. If you are having a sedentary work type, then definitely you need to have this kind of program. So once you do all of that, you will be able to do what you want to do in life, right? That's the main thing. I'm sculpting the body, and all those things are there, but I don't want to give those psychological things. All I want them is to understand there is an optimum exercise I need to do according to the decade. Suppose you are 20, you're 30, you're 40, 50, 60, everything differs, right? So suppose you are very athletic and you ran a lot and you kind of hurt your knees because of the high impact. When you become 50, 60, you start to lose the cartilage, and then you have to have surgery for that. So instead, if you know from the beginning what kind of exercise that can help me personally, and also suppose you are a very obese person, even for 10 years, the people are obese now. We don't want them to run a lot on the knees and hurt the knees. Okay, that kind of thing I'm talking about. So it looks very simple, but nobody pays attention till they have the injury, till they have damage to the knees. So everything is like some fad or something they are adopting. Instead of that, be sensible, normal, and then act according to how your body is, how your genetics, your culture, all those things. In one word, what you are could be very unique. Nobody else has it. So your activities, your exercise, everything also should be unique, and then only you will have success with that. Okay, and also eventually, what are you exercising for? Do you want to maintain optimal health, or do you want to do something else with your mind and body? You may be doing something greater, like you're an expert providing some services, or you're a philosopher, you're studying everything. All those things are important, right? But then even elderly people also have different types of machines and apps that are available now. They can do that. You remember that Supreme Court justice. She was doing exercise even into her 90s. Very cute and very impressed with her. So I think those kind of people should be examples and role models. Uh, I could talk more about the way yoga and martial arts and other things really help them to keep at the top of their body capacity. But then that's up to people who want to know about it. Otherwise, I don't want to go into details. There are so many asanas, like 184 asanas or something. And then there is a way to progress in yoga. There is a way to help your body not only exercise, but when you do the yogic exercises, your energy actually goes up, so you don't get tired. Like if you suppose you walk on the treadmill, you're crampy, or maybe your legs don't cooperate, your knees may hurt and all that, right? But in yoga, it is a gentle and then progressively doing. But then you can be doing like a postures that are like a aerobic exercise, like so you suppose you are standing on one leg and the other leg goes back, and both your hands go front. Try standing like that for a few seconds, then you'll feel it. So there are exercises that you can do. Your heart begins to pump, right? So that is also there. So there are variety of ways how you can customize yoga exercises to many people. Some people want to lose the belly fat. Some people want to lose weight, obese people. Some people want specific diseases, diabetes, hypertension, heart problems, so that like that. Some people just want to feel good, because when they come, all the mental tension that they have accumulated in the body, they want to release that. Okay, so individual needs are there, but the beauty thing is we can customize these exercises according to who is coming to me. I really take a lot of pride in prescribing yogasanas and other things while you are working. That means what? There is a chain exercises that I teach them that they can do at lunchtime. Simple things. And then they can do a head to toe in their call room for the doctors, or in their homes and all that. So according to what your needs are, what your circumstance, what you can design, and we can help people to first of all learn, adopt, and then improvise. And then as they're improvising it, then they will discover, hey, I can do some of the things on my own. And that is listening to the body's intelligence, and then allowing it to come through instead of you overshadowing with your mind and thought. You just relax and let the body take over. It will tell you what is appropriate, what's not, what is more that you can take. It will tell you that. So understanding body has its own intelligence, and don't interfere with it, and then really go with it. Suppose you have some problem with one hip, the other hip will also have problems because this uneven. So you got to understand alignment with your body parts, with your breath, with your mind, and all. Once you have that, this will be a whole total system that you can do. You don't need to spend any money. You just have 6 feet of some space anywhere. And then if you have some blanket, or you have grass or anything, you can do it on your own. And then you don't need any equipment. All you need is proper understanding of what to do, how to do, what is first, what is second, that kind of thing. Otherwise, yoga is the cheapest thing. You don't need any mat, don't need any extra equipment, anything like that. Just a few places, understanding, and then start the routines, and then do them every day. And then as you're doing them every day, you will discover how easy they are, how the body has adapted to them, and there is massage of the organs internally in the asanas, and that they will help you to reverse the course of other diseases. Not completely, maybe a little in some people and more in other people. It all depends upon how sincerely they are doing. So all these things, there's what is called sarvangasana, okay, where your head is down, but then you're on the neck, and head will be like that. Body will be perpendicular to the head. It will be up and down, right? Feet are up, head is down. Then that sarvangasana means sarva anga means sarva means all, anga means body parts. then all body parts have this are influenced by this this is posture. So there are so many ways that you could take yoga asanas and then build up. I know about them, that's why I'm talking. But then there are martial arts and aerobic exercises, and all those things are pretty good too. Only thing is aeration and oxidation is much better in yoga. So you have not the crampy and all the exhausted feeling, but it's more like a relaxed, but at the same time replenished energy. The energy boosts up. That's why it's very important for the entrepreneurs. This is the energy for the entrepreneur series, right? What I'm saying is entrepreneurs can develop a program that they could do in the weekend when they have a lot of time, and then very short program to begin with in the day, and then during the day they can do some things at work, that are based on yoga. That will be, for example, you're sitting down, you just clasp both your hands like this, and then you kind of get the hands towards the camera, and then go up all the way, and then stretch the hands, and then turn to one side and other side and then go back again and come down. And you can do sun salutations while sitting in the chair too. So these are the variety of ways that you can optimize exercise routines that you need. Okay. um, it may be a very simple program, but when the personally, if you take it and then you are doing them without hurting, but on the other hand, you are improving your inner health. Okay, then you will be happy to go into the details of it. So anybody wants to come to my wellness club, you are more than welcome, and I can assess you and I can give you exercise program that you want, that will save for you. But it's not like a one time thing, it has to be continuously done to get the optimum results. First of all, the irregularities you have developed due to your lifestyle, due to your habits, they will be coming out. So you got to adapt them, and then later on you will make progress slowly. Okay. But you can do. I also have a treadmill. I have weights. I have a yoga studio and all that. So I combine both of them, and then mostly I go into yoga because a lot of people come for the yoga instructions from me. So along with them, lots of times I do several times yoga, which is good for me. I enjoy it. It gives me a lot of bursts of energy, right? So that's a very good thing. Okay. Hopefully, I have added value to your exercise routines. And if you have any questions, you can come and talk to me. I'll be able to answer that. So anybody, Daryl is there. I have not seen Daryl lately. So Cecilia is there. So anybody, if you want to come up and talk to me, and um, I can go more into the details if somebody has a question about it. Otherwise, it's like okay, everybody knows these things. Only thing is determine what is optimum for your age, for your conditions, and then with your own willpower, with your own routines, with your own awareness, you can definitely change a lot of people that are breeding underneath in your body, that are developing into chronic disease. Even, for example, if you have arthritis, right? We see a lot of farmers in Iowa, right? And these people come because they have to work with their hands, and then they can't do because they develop arthritis. So I kind of tell them, take a ball and then squeeze it so many times a day. That itself helps the small joints. But in yoga routine, head to toe, these are there. The head to toe means it starts with the toe, goes to the ankles, goes to the knees, goes to the hips, goes to the pelvis and abdomen lower area, and then sides, and then chest, then shoulders, then go to the forearms and the elbow joints, and then forearms, and then hands and fingers, all these things, and then neck, and then go to the head now. So that's why head to toe, if you do that 2 or 3 times a day, it's a very simple routine, but all your joints will be uh, healthy in the sense that because they are moving, they will really secrete the synovial fluid. You are not allowing the stagnance of that, right? So then what happens? You will be um, lubricating the joints, right? That's all. It's a very commonsensical thing. But when are you focusing on all the joints? Ask yourself if you are doing it, fine. If you are not doing it, do that now. That's what I'm saying. Develop a simple routine, do that, and then the more you do it, the more you feel like, oh, this is really nice. I don't have to spend a lot of money for all this. Remember, if you do these things, you don't have that much of arthritis unless you have some genetic background, some of them come. But most of the arthritis is because of the sedentary activity, osteoarthritis. If you have rheumatoid or something, they have genetic ways that's different. We have medications for that. Disease modifying medications we have, right? That is that. But what I'm saying is, even those conditions, when you give these exercises, the spread of the disease, the progression of the disease is limited. Okay, these are the things that I want you to make a note of that. So you can go minute with everybody's discomfort. Suppose somebody is trying to do some surgery and they need the hands really dexterous, and they want to really attend to them. But in overall, we pay attention to the general health. Then we'll come to the particular part, and then specialized customized routines are given. I took a lot of pride in prescribing nutrition, in prescribing exercise routines and sleep routines, and how to calm your mind. Even now I excel on those things. The patients appreciate that because they may have come for a bronchitis, and then I've kind of established it and do what we needed for that. Then we may give them antibiotics and other according to severity, or we may want him to just help his body to overcome. Then if it's a very small viral, we don't give antibiotics, right? But then the same visit, I go through these lifestyle things. It doesn't take much time, 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'll just ask them, how are you eating? How are you walking or moving around? How are you sleeping? Are you really bothered by stress? Any of those things. Because they feel like the clinic is their home, they used to confide a lot in me. And then because this is not like a one-time thing I did, several years. Like I always worried about how well you are, not only the illness you have now. We're going to treat the illness anyway. That's why you're here. But having this wellness perspective, and then asking them to also think like that. Many people did not eat properly. Many people did not sleep properly. Many people, they thought that was selfish to do that, which is not selfish. Which is actually responsible things to do. If you are responsible for thousands of patients, then you have to be. That's what motivated me to come back from my illness too. That's one of the chief factors. Is many people depended on my but that particular doctor just practice. Doesn't mean other doctors are not there. They are there, but then there's a relationship with my patients that are 30, 40 years old, right? So that's why I wanted to get back. I never said I'm not going to get better. I told them right from the beginning, I'm going to come back, no problem, don't worry. They thought I was putting them on. It was not. I did come back in full colors, and then I was better off after that. So anyway, optimal exercise, make it your body temple to your real in spirit, and that's why you got to keep the temple clean and healthy. uh, Understand a lot of factors go into determining how much exercise and what, where. All those factors of the exercise are important. You got to take a complete assessment, especially these days with the 20s, 30s, people are getting obese, and lot of inactivities promoted by all the technology that we use, and people furniture itself is a big problem. So many factors are there. If you consider all of that, there are so many ancient things like yoga, for example, I'm talking about And there are some dancing, according to all cultures have this different kind of dancing, which is very good. uh, Figure out something that is fun, that is easy, that is important for you, and then you can have one particular system and then take to the end. If you are like a Pilates, do that. If you are in martial arts, do that. If you are a sportsman and really playing all the time, wonderful. The sports I complain about, not the 11 people that are playing the game, but the 11,000 are watching, sitting down and not doing anything, and that's a bad practice for their health. You know, um, I think I will end up here. I think it's almost 45 minutes I've been here. So anybody has questions, I will stay for a few more minutes. Otherwise, I will take leave from you all. Okay? It's a, it's a simple topic, but still, we are going to continue to discuss this Enhance the Human series, where I'm discussing energy for the entrepreneurs. If you want to come up, it's good. We can talk about it. There's a friend of mine or something, and I know this name. Whether I've seen him before or not, I don't know. Okay, then I will be seeing you again tomorrow. Another topic, the same thing about how can we increase the energy for the entrepreneurs. We did the sleep, we did the meditation, we did the exercise, and we'll figure out what else we want to do tomorrow. Probably relationships and interactions, how they can be toxic and really consume the energy. I'm going to focus on that. Thank you, and I'll be seeing you again at the same time. Okay, bye bye.